I need to go out there and make sure, for sure, I have everything I need to get this drip project done, and then let's just get it done, okay? All right. I have another length of tubing in the shed. Let me grab that real quick. Let's get started. All right, here's the spigot I'm gonna use. Here's the length of hose. I think this will reach all the way to the garden. I think it will. All right, I have plenty length of hose to get from the spigot to the garden. Now, hopefully I have enough hose over there that I need to unwrap to go down each row of bags. So let's go over here. So what I want to do is a header row, like a long row right down here. And then I'm going to run long runs of tubing down each row, or maybe every other row. Because if it's every other row, then I can just pop in the 1/4 inch. I don't want to have to be tripping over everything either. But I'm going to try to use the least amount of, I don't want to waste any hosage. So hopefully I have enough. I got to work it out in my head. So what you're going to see is me working it out for a minute, and then we're going to do it. And hopefully it doesn't take for flipping ever like I take to do everything, because I keep talking. So I only have 200 feet of tubing. Each roll is 100 feet. I have 2 rolls here. So 100 feet sounds like a lot, but it's really not once you get it, you know, unraveled. Okay, here, so I'm using my garden stakes. Let me show you these stakes. I'm glad I got a box of 200. I didn't even have this project in mind when I bought them, but this is gonna hold down the tubing so I'm not tripping over everything. When this tubing is brand new and all coiled up, it's really hard to keep it uncoiled. It just wants to spiral and spiral and spiral. So I have one header, so I have it attached there, and then it's gonna run along here. And then I've cut it, because I think this is a good length. I've cut it, and I have another staple holding that there. So that'll be the first header row. Because what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pop in a connector right here and run it down that row. Same with over here, where this one is, where these two meet up, I'll connect them, and we'll have one going down this row. And then I may only need to do 2 more, and then we'll just have our little, you know, I definitely don't have enough tubing to go down every single row. Maybe eventually if I got maybe 2 more rolls, or if I find more tubing in the sheds. You never know. Anyway, so that is where we are right now. Also, right here, this is the tubing that goes to the spigot. These are 2 tubings, you know, one to run that way and one to run that way. I'm gonna grab one of my T connectors, and we'll go ahead and put a T right here. Something I'm worried about, these connectors, these brown ones. I'm wondering if these only go with the brown hose, because these are going in a little too easily, and they're in there. I'm just worried there's not like a tight tight fit. I kind of want to run some water through these and see if I have a leak before I go too far. All right, in order to test it, I'm gonna take this Rainbird connector here. What's it called? Drip watering faucet connection kit from Rainbird. This part. And then there's a filter in there to filter out any debris. Okay. Okay. And then that part will go on the hose. So I'm gonna put it just to the hose that's already set up right now, just to test it. And then this end will go into the tubing that's connected with the T down here. So, and once I connect these can stay connected. All right, so this goes into here. Okay, it's going in really good. I haven't had to use the lighter yet, which makes me real suspicious if these aren't the right sizes, but it should be okay. I'm just pushing it onto there. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is holding. I can feel the water. Okay, this is not leaking. And then over here, okay, there we go. And it's coming out the end, but it's not coming out of here. Okay, we're good, yay. Oh, the chair's wet. I was just spraying it with water. Anyway, now that I know that these connectors are gonna work, which is awesome, I'm gonna go ahead and start running from this header, start running things that way. And then I'll show you how I pop in some more in this main header line. Okay, I don't have enough tubing to do every row, but I have enough to, I think, adequately get good coverage here. So we're starting from that spigot right there. We're gonna have tubing that comes down, comes in here. We've got a T right there. And from that T, we're gonna go all the way down here. I think next I'm gonna do a length of tubing that connects that run. We have another run there, and then we'll skip that row. We have another run here, plenty of tubing, so I'll cut this here. And then I've already cut this one, and that row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. If I had more tubing, I would like to do 6, but I think this is good. Also, I brought in some brown tubing here that has the drip emitters already in it. And for my larger beds, I am going to run a couple of rows or maybe just a circle of these drip tubings inside this front bed here. And I will put it in this front bed here. All right, so next I'm gonna add a T connector here and a T connector here. All right, so all of the tubing, it's a closed system. It's completely closed, so I didn't have to clamp off any ends. It's a completely closed system. Now I have to pop in the 1/4-inch emitters into each grow bag. That's gonna take a minute, but I'm really excited about it. I'm not excited about a little bit of water that I'm seeing at some of these connectors that are on the ground. Not all of them, just some of them. There is a little bit of leakage. It's not everywhere. It seems to be just at that front end. Let me check over here at the back. Yeah, everything seems tight here. That's weird. So these ones back here are fine. Along the back, they seem to be okay. I don't see any water. Okay, so the ones that are at the front here, what I can do later is I can add some silicone. Just do some silicone around each connect where the tubing goes in. So, yeah. Other than that, these little drips are doing really nice. I still may pop in an emitter in the middle just to get more coverage. Because that's just doing kind of a ring around. But I'll pop in some emitters there. Okay, and we will take our 1/4-inch tubing and all of these emitters, and we're gonna do every single bag. I better refill my wine. I'm gonna need it. All right, so a little bit noisy. My husband's mowing the yard, and the dogs are being the dogs. So it is time to do our 1/4-inch drip emitters into each container. All right, so I have 100 feet of 1/4-inch tubing here. I have a barbed connector here, 1/4-inch barbed connector. I'm going to stick this emitter that has a 1/4-inch barbed end on it. I'm going to stick this in the end because this is what's going inside my container. Okay, there we go, it's on. And you can adjust the stream through this little cap. You can screw it all the way off. So if you have it kind of right here, it's going to put out the most water. The more you tighten it, then the water, it's going to trickle less. So you can kind of control the flow. Okay. So what I want to do, I want to make sure this is long enough to be in the pot. So like right there. And then I need enough tubing to get down into this. Hold on. And I need to have enough tubing to get from inside this pot down to where I'm gonna punch into the main line. I'm gonna use this tool here. It'll punch a hole in the main line. And then the barbed connector will go inside the tubing and inside the hole. Okay, I've turned it on fairly low because I don't want it to spray outside of the container. I really don't want to waste water. So I've turned it to where it's just fanning out to the edges of the container. And I'm thinking with an emitter that sends this much water at one time, I'm probably only going to need to have these on for 3 to 5 minutes a couple of times a day. Okay, all right, I'm going to do the rest of the bags. Oh, my goodness. But I got to turn it down some more. There we go. It's sputtering. There's probably a lot of air in the lines right now. All right, I'm going to do the rest of them, and then I'll come back to you. Alright guys, I'm getting a little sunburned. So what I'm going to do, I am going to go do something else during the heat of this afternoon. And I will come back this evening and finish dropping all of the tubes into emitter tubes and lines and whatever into the bags. So I will see y'all in a few hours. I think I'm going to go in the house. Okay, bye. Good morning, guys. All right, so yesterday I did not get to finish putting all the emitters into all of the grow bags and containers because my fingers were getting raw from pushing those connectors into tubing, and it's very hard on your fingers. So I'm going to try wearing gloves today and see if I have enough dexterity with gloves on to do it. But anyway, we need to dig our trench. So there's this spigot there. I need to take off the old hose, put the splitter on there, put this new hose on there, and then line up how I want the trench to go and get this line buried so that my husband can mow and everything is out of the way. No more hoses everywhere. It's going to be nice. So let's do that. After that is done, pretty much the video can be done and I can spend some time just popping all the emitters in. One thing I am concerned about though is water pressure. I'm going to try turning on the water like full speed, full as far as it'll go. Because what I noticed yesterday when I tested it, because there is so much tubing and so many little 1/4 inch lines and emitters going into so many pots, water pressure was really low and it was just kind of dribbling out. And I really don't want it to just dribble into the bags. I kind of want it to saturate the bag. I don't know. We're gonna see. I mean, you can always leave it on longer, but if it's only watering a little area, there's just gonna be this one narrow column of wetness and not the whole bag or the whole metal container. So hopefully I can figure that out. Cross your fingers for me. All right, let's get to work on the spigot here. All right, so this is the splitter that I'm gonna put on here. The old hose is on kind of tight. Okay, so I have my husband's, he calls them channel locks. Is that what they are, channel locks? I call it a wrench, I don't know. But I need to get it off of him. Easy, easy, easy. Okay, well, that was easy. I'm not an experienced tool user. Okay, there we go. Let's put on the new one. Okay. And I do need to secure this better. I need to put like a zip tie on it, because I surely don't want this pipe to break. So this has two little levers here, so you can, even if you have the faucet on, you can actually turn it off using these here. There, like that. So you can turn these on and off independent. Say if I want to use the regular hose and not have the irrigation on, I can just turn on one side, or vice versa. So looks like they're both closed. Let me turn on the water. I want to make sure it's not leaking, because I did have a leak coming down here. Okay. no longer have a leak. Let me go grab a zip tie because I want to zip tie this right now. Should have done that years ago. Anyway, okay, nice. All right, now, so yesterday when I was testing, I had my drip system attached to the regular hose. So I need to detach that and hook it up to the spigot. Can't get a good grip on it. There. These are handy. Okay. Okay. All right, see, a lot of debris and trash was caught by that filter, so that's good. Let me rinse this out. I want to be able to come straight down and into the ground. So, okay. So I'm probably only going to go down about 6 inches. We don't get that cold here. I'm not really worried about it freezing and popping necessarily. We're going down 6 inches, okay? All the way down. Okie dokie, here's where we are. So I think I have this situated how I want it. It's coming down this way. I can still wrap a bit of hose around here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna kind of stake it right there. My husband will have to be careful weed eating around it, but that's kind of the best I can do. What I am probably gonna do is cut right here and put like an elbow so that I can get it down straight and then have the elbow go straight so we don't have this curve here. But here's my trench. And so we'll just set everything down in there. I brought these over. These I had holding down some drip tubing in the potager. And so we'll just put this to kind of, and I'll push it all the way down to hold it down into the ditch. And then I tried to leave as much of the sod in long clumps as possible so I can just fold it in on top and tamp it down. But yeah, so this will go in the ditch there and it'll be pinned down. And then right here where we meet the fabric, kind of where this bend is, I'll be cutting and putting another elbow and connect it to where it's staked down right there. So all of this extra tubing will be cut off. So we'll have an elbow, cut off the extra tubing, and then connect to these two pieces with a shorter connector. So that is the plan. We're almost done, almost there. Whew. And then I'll finish putting all these emitters in these grow bags. I did bring out some of my taller emitters as well. These are, you know, you attach the tubing right here and then you put it there and then it just kind of sprays out. I wanted to use that in some of the larger bags, like with the corn and stuff. So anyway, whew, okay. Almost done, almost done. This is not quite taking 5 years. I thought it would take longer, but this project's actually doing pretty good, huh, Chloe? Before I start burying things, I think I need to turn it on and make sure nothing's dripping, okay? Because if I have to get out the silicone, that's gonna have to be exposed to dry before I bury everything, so. I'm a little scared, but let's turn it on. Well, we have leaks where I didn't expect them. Okay, got that tightened up and fixed. Okay, so now I'm looking for leaks, like in my connectors in the ground. I don't see any. That one looks good. Chloe's loud. This one. Okay. Chloe. All right, now, and I do have the water on full force. I want to check. Oh, look, we have good pressure. Okay, good. Oh, look at that, yay. So I'm gonna have to adjust these so they're not spraying out. I don't want to waste water. But yeah, that looks really good. Okay. So the water does have to be on full force, which is fine. Okay. Yep. So here's one of the other ones, the black stick in action. So it's quite long, but spreads out a lot. Okay. All right, let me turn the water off. I'll adjust all those later. Let me get this line buried. Super happy with it. Yay. And I did this all myself, okay? I'll probably have Mr. Smith check my work, but I'm excited. All right, guys, so the drip has been done for several weeks now. I have to admit I have not been using it as much as I thought I would. I'm still hand watering because I haven't finished putting all the emitters in the grow bags yet. I'm also definitely having a water pressure issue, so I bought more supplies to make 2 zones. So we are going to be making 2 zones here, 2 zones, so that only half of it is using water and then the other half can use water, and that way I'll get better pressure. So I'm not going to put that in this video because while I was editing this video is long enough. It's plenty long enough. So I love it. I'm just not fully utilizing it yet. I also need to put timers on here. I have some timers that are kind of like egg timers where you just kind of put it to like 5 minutes and then it slowly ticks and does that. I think I'm going to do that instead of ones that need batteries because I'm out here every morning anyway checking the garden. I can just turn them on anyway. So more to come with this drip system. I'm going to end the video for now. I'm pleased. It's just the heat of summer is here now. It's hot. It's so hot right now and I'm not done, but it's fine. It's just how I do things. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.